Today I got out of work kind of late. Was a little tired, but definitely didn't want to disrupt the tranquility that was in the house. Luckily for me, my wife had made some tea, so definitely had to hit that black tea up. And I decided that I want to show something that I did today, which was some of the work on a comic that's going to be the future issue of Furrow Comics. So if you guys don't want to see it because of spoilers, don't watch this. But it was very fun because I had to try to figure out this leg, and it was something that I had never done before. And I kind of, in the process, I realized what I was doing wrong. It was basically my mind didn't want to draw it the way it looked. I wanted to show the leg. And I think sometimes as creators, we do this. Like, we try to over explain everything. And I know for a lot of times, my writing has had that problem. And I think that's one of the things I like about Frank Miller's writing is that he's very concise and he doesn't assume that the reader has no imagination. He doesn't assume that the reader won't understand what's happening. He just kind of knows that if you're reading this along and if he's doing a job good enough, you understand what the character would have done or not done. And this reminds me of a lot of things that people say about Kirby's art, where Kirby's art, sometimes when you look at it, you don't understand how smart it is, but his foreshortening is something that I'm still not really good at. And that's because I've drawn 2D so long that my mind is always trying to over explain everything through the art. So when I was drawing this page, this splash page, I kept thinking like I need to show the leg somehow so that everyone knows and understands that it's the leg. But I kept trying to look at it from different angles. I even took this stock image, and that's kind of when I understood what I was doing wrong. And I began to understand Kirby's foreshortening is kind of what I'm missing in this moment. And so then I really began to dial in. This is when I started to just sketch it out to understand how the body would look in that position. After that, next attempt, definitely wasn't fully there because the arm just didn't look right to me, right? But I could see kind of the way the leg should look or the way it should be positioned. And then I finally got the page that I can live with, that I was happy with, that definitely kind of serves the purpose that I want it to serve. So that's what I'm going with as of right now. Always subject to change, but for now, I'm happy with that page. So then after that, I got to some reading. I've been reading Garth Ennis' run on Wonder Woman, and I've been using that as kind of the creative energy to go ahead and make TikTok videos. Basically, just doing kind of a day-to-day comic book readings that I'm doing. And that works on multiple levels. One is that I always want to read comics because that's the craft. But on top of that, TikTok is very picky and finicky on what a business account can or cannot do. And so some of the content that I was originally trying to make for the TikTok shop has not been allowed on there. It's been hurting me. So I had to come up with a new daily upload for TikTok. And that's what I landed on because one, it's going to propel me to continuously read comic books. Two, it's going to continuously give me that segue to talk about probably purchasing comic books from me. And thirdly, it's also going to talk about kind of the influences to the comics that I make. Once that was done, that was the last thing on my to-do list. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Lates!